beautiful people, and welcome back to another Jujutsu Kaisen reaction video. Before I even jump in this one, I do want to say a huge apologies. Alright, I missed a couple of things last week, especially the giant scar on the head that flashed up, and the comment section cooked me hard for it. So, to make up for that, I went back, I rewatched the last few episodes, I watched a couple of recaps, including ones you guys have recommended. I made sure I read all the comments. I'm up to speed. I wanted to make sure that I went into episode 3 of season 3 with all the knowledge up to date, so I think I'm ready. You watch, I'm gonna miss even more things this reaction, but I think I'm ready. All right, I did all my homework. I didn't want to get cooked again. Fingers crossed. Please, please, no. Like the video, subscribe for more. Apparently this is gonna be a huge lore dumping episode, so yeah, it's gonna be good for me. I'm definitely not gonna get cooked. No. Anyway, like and subscribe, and let's jump into my first time ever reaction to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 3.
はじめまして全員のお道真の地受体クソーズ。そして、少なの器。私には挨拶なしかい？天元。こいつがこれが、この人か。天元。君は
I
初
love
対面
what
じゃない
they've done
な。
with the visuals here. Looks
な
so
ぜ古
good.
戦具を閉じた？賢弱に君が同調していることを警戒した。私には人の心まではわからないので。
So this Tengen is a product of them not being able to have a vessel, which you are my special. We know why, and then because of that, this Tengen is some sort of formation. It's new.
賢弱
This vessel.
かつてカモノリとし、今はゲトを作るの肉体に宿っている術師だ。慈悲の剣、救済の策か。皮肉にもなってないね。
天元様はなんでそんな感じなの？こいつよくこのタイミングで割って入れるな。
私は不死であって不老ではない。君も500年をいればこうなるよ。
マジでか。
12年前、星漿体との同化に失敗してから老化は加速し、私の子としての自我は消え、天地そのものが私の自我となった。
There you go, literally confirming
あ
what
の
we
時
already
星
roughly
漿体
knew.
がもう一人いたわけじゃなかったのか。道理で声が増えないわけだ。
すみません。
There's a voice change. Also, is the tunnel moving away from them? Are they being unwittingly like locked in this place, or are they fine? You know, like anyone else noticing that the tunnel seems to suspiciously be moving away? And is there another way out? Did my boy just raise his hand? Bless his heart. He just slowly lowers it. Never mind. Ah, Itadori noise. And now it's gone pretty much. Cursed with death pain. And from what? Guard you from what? Also, Tengen just asked for 2 of the like strongest of them to stay. Considering everything that's going on, it seems like a bad idea. So Kenjaku, if I'm correct, was mentioned literally just 2 seconds ago, and that is the sorcerer, I believe, inside of Geto's head, right? And this is at the end of season 2. They after swallow, is it Mahito they swallowed? They consumed Mahito, did the whole damn like everybody's a sorcerer, suck my balls, you know, power. And then that pretty much transformed everybody into Japan, into this random awakening, which is why there were some people saying, like, arguing in my comment section about the Culling Game, bringing everybody in, and other people saying, well, it doesn't bring everybody in. It's like, well, technically it does. So it does and it doesn't, but everyone now is awakened in some degree, so everyone is worth a point. Which makes sense.
純に呪力不足だ。渦巻きで生成した呪力は術師に還元できない。術式で一人一人進化を。
So it was literally just wasn't strong enough. Wasn't strong enough to fully go ahead with the plan. Hence why I imagine the Culling Game is like an addition to not being able to complete what you wanted, you know? Through the Culling Game, you can.
した呪力は術師に還元できない。術式で一人一人進化を促すのはあまりに効率が悪い。賢弱が取る進化手段は人類と私の等価だ。
Oh.
あれでも同化って聖書体にしかできないはずだ。
Yeah.
以前の私ならね。12年前に進化を始めた今の私なら聖書体以外との同化もできなくもない。
So, was it Toji? Like, because Fushiguro's father, that was Toji, right? So, and Toji was the one who destroyed the Star Platinum vessel. Now, this may be something I don't remember. Was Toji working for G.O.T at that time? Because well, obviously not G.O.T, but was Toji perhaps working alongside old Scarhead? You know? And was Scarhead inside of Yuji's mother before Toji, or is there someone in between? The reason I'm pointing this out and asking this question is because Toji was the one who took out the Star Platinum vessel. Now, was that all part of that plan? Again, I don't even know if the name is Toji, so I do apologize. But was that part of that plan? You know? Like, to kill the Star Platinum vessel, to force this kind of transformation on Tengen in order to be able to reach this point as well. And was Mahito always part of that plan as well? Was that always the plan? Or was it more just like, as things changed, the plan changed?
どうやって複数の人間と同化するんだ。
今、君たちの目の前にいる私ですら私ではない。
Oh no?
進化した私の魂は至るところにある。言っただろう。天地そのものが私の自我なんだ。私と同化した人間は術師という壁すら越える。そこにいてそこにいない新しい存在の形さ。私には結界術があったから進化後もこうして形と理性を保てて。
So why don't we just kill Tengen? What happens if we do that?
進化し、そのうちの一人でも暴走を始めたら世界は終わりだ。なぜ？子としての境界がないんだ。悪意の電波は一瞬さ。1億人分の汚れが世界に流れ出る。先の東京が世界で再現されるんだ。
何のためにそんなことすんだよ。
Doesn't like people.
これも言っただろう。私に人の心まではわからない。
でもそれって天元様が同化を拒否すればいいだけじゃないですか。
そこが問題なんだ。
Random question. Is there anything left of G.O.T? I'm presuming G.O.T is 100% just iced at this point, right? Because the fucking weird sorcerer brain thing is literally a brain. So it'd be like, if it went in my body, it's munching on my brain and whoosh, swapping it out, right? So there's none of me left. I don't exist. I'm literally just an empty shell. And the reason I'm asking this is because G.O.T was completely different, which obviously explains the 180 on G.O.T's characteristics after we saw the flashback with Gojo and everybody around the Star Platinum vessel, around all of Tengen. So, that was why I was trying to understand where the plan came from. Because we can understand G.O.T's motives, but this isn't G.O.T anymore. So how do we understand this, the brain bro's motives, you know? That's why Tengen doesn't know either. Well, let's look at the timeline here. Alright, so look at G.O.T's death. Yep, okay. Obtained Curse Spirit Manipulation. Obtained Idol Transformation, Star Platinum Vessel, Death, Tengen's death. Yeah. Alright, Kenjaku is the freaking brain person. I need to remember the name. Kenjaku. That is a crazy name. I didn't even think about that. Tengen is now more like cursed freaking spirit. Basically, can be sucked off. Kenjaku can suck off Tengen. Yep. And we saw what happened after Mahito.
賢弱は私に次ぐ結界術の使い手。構成宮の封印もいつ解かれるかわからない。
What the hell is the Kenjaku origin story,
聖書
man?
体との同化を阻止。お前を進化させ。
That is something I really want to know. What's Kenjaku's deal? Why is Kenjaku such a massive fucking bellend? Where did the bellend nature start? Alright, well, this absolutely makes sense why people should guard. If anything, they should all fucking guard Tengen. If Tengen gets consumed, then it's game over. Assimilation with Starflight Universal prevented. Tengen's evolution.
操る。賢弱は少なとも関わりがあるようだった。
Oh?
少なくとも1000年術師をやっている。なぜ今なんだ。
Jesus.
私、聖書体、そして陸が。これらはすべて因果でつながっている。
What does Schooner think of all of this? Is this whole plan happening outside of Schooner, or is Schooner part of it as well if Kenjaku has connections to Schooner?
陸眼の術師に敗れている。2度目の賢弱は徹底していた。聖書体も陸眼もすべて生後1月以内に殺した。それでもどうか当日に陸眼と聖書体は現れた。その後賢弱は陸眼を抹殺ではなく封印へと方針を変え獄門教の捜索を始めた。陸眼文字は同時に2人は現れないからね。だが12年前予期せぬことが起こった。全員当時の介入だ。全員を呪縛によるフィジカルギフテッド。
This is something I was wondering about. Toji, this is what we mentioned. And I literally was wondering, was Toji working with Kenjaku? And if Toji wasn't, then that means Toji was just a fucking menace, but somehow subsequently ended up making the plan work anyway for Kenjaku.
その中でも得意な完全に呪力から脱却した存在だ。呪縛の力で因果の外に出た人間が私たちの運命を破壊してしまった。
Is that good or bad?
そしてそこには呪霊操術を持つ少年。意図せず獄門教以外のピースが全て揃ったんだ。そして6年前、その獄門教も賢弱の手に渡った。
じゃあ死滅回遊は何のために行われるんですか？
Clear you all up.
10日前の奈良市だ。
Oh no.
聖書体以外との同化は不可能ではないが、現時点では高確率で不完全なものとなるだろう。死滅回遊はプレイヤーの呪力とコロニーとコロニーで結んだ境界を使ってこの国の人間を彼岸へ渡す儀式だ。それを鳴らしとして私との同化を始めるつもりだ。
Okay, so every time... Wait, let me rewind this. Every time... did I read this wrong? I'm going to rewind anyway. But it sounds like it's basically saying that Kenjaku is using the Culling Game as a warm-up in order to, when people are killed and die in this game, to like practice that assimilation with Tengen, you know? Because they die and the Sorcerer's Soul moves on, but that's how they're going to assimilate with Tengen. So this Culling Game is basically using test subjects in order to practice for that assimilation coming up. I thought this would be either a way of getting rid of people, because Tengen's ultimate plan is like, you know, something that the 1940s Europe, you know, is sort of trying to do. But that was the plan. And on top of that, I also thought maybe it was a way of literally like getting rid of people for the assimilation, you know? Like if you halve the population, it makes the assimilation easier, like clearing out the memory on your computer. But maybe it's something else. Yeah. Mankind Culling Game warm-up assimilation with Tengen. Alright. Okay. Think we got that? Seven. Game Master must approve any additional rules requested of Rule 6 or above, except when a rule is significant. Yeah, we remember. The rules in the game, okay. Oh. So if we kill the Game Master, does the game end? Wait, so the option is the players all die, or there's this other option, the players all die. Alright. Which one do we pick, guys?
あくまで儀式を中断させないための
What if we kill the actual master
と
then?
なるとだね。
By spending 100 points, not counting the initial point value system, players must negotiate with the gospel. Okay, we know about this, yeah.
僕らも死滅回遊に参加して積み木さんやゲームに消極的な
You
人が
can't do that
回遊を
though.
抜けるルールを追加するしかない。
You're not allowed to do that.
五条先生の解放も並行しましょう。
The other thing I got wrong was who was actually in that wheelchair. And now I know it's his sister. And I got all the Fushi stuff as well. Like I said, I did my damn homework. I don't want to be cooked like that again, man.
肩がつく。
Itadori's friends objective. Create a rule, just get the Culling Game, free Satoru Gojo. The thing is, just freeing Gojo would be fucking fantastic. But even that's not going to be able to end the game unless... We don't even know if killing the master ends the game because that hasn't even been said. And that would be my first question because they were like, you're killing freaking Kenjaku. Killing him doesn't end the game because he's not the master. My question would be, well, does killing the real master, whoever that is, end the game? Create a rule escaping the game. We also know we can't do that because if you create a rule, you're not allowed to create a rule that hinders the game, that stops the game ending. That was one of the rules.
天元様、
その前に
Unless there's a loophole there.
私が残ろう。
I knew it was going to be those two. I
有
knew
事
it.
には乙骨かこの女の協力が必要不可欠だ。カーボンの人し。賢者がここに天元を狙ってくるならなおさらだ。奴の命を絶つことが弟たちの救済だからな。
私はまだ天元と話し足りなくてね。いいかな、乙骨くん。
はい。僕はもうみんなと離れたくないので。
It made perfect sense for these two to end up staying. Practically because, one, they are very strong. Although I wouldn't say they're the strong. I would say Yuta is the strongest. I would still say Yuta is the strongest, which another thing I got wrong in the last episode was about Yuta and Shikashi, but his cursed spirit that follows him around. That's a weapon that he uses, but it's not a battery that powers him up. He is still that battery himself. That is something I got wrong. But yeah, I thought these two would stay behind. But that does mean that we have a pretty weak team of 4 going ahead. I mean, yeah. In the grand scheme of things.
ありがとう。これが
Definitely makes sense people staying back and looking after Tengen though.
五条悟の解放。
Huh?
そのために必要な獄門
Oh shit!
裏だ。
There's a back door!
初耳だね。
裏門ってこと？
Yeah!
そうなる。
This is just out of
逆
nowhere!
に見つかる前、獄門橋は私の結界の外。おそらく
Is that easy?
この裏門を封印することで表の気配を抑えていたんだが無駄だったね。この裏門の中にも五条悟は封印されている。
じゃ
Ah.
これを開ければ。
いや、あくまで開門の権限は表の所有者賢弱のものだ。これをこじ開けるには、あらゆる術式を強制解除する天の逆鉾。
Okay, so they can't open it because Kenjaku is the only one who can open it because Kenjaku is the one who sealed it. They need an inverted spear of heaven. Okay.
あらゆる術式効果を生み出し
Black
相殺する極上。このどちらかが必要だ。だが、天の逆鉾は12年前、五条悟が海外に封印したか破壊してしまった。
Well done, Gojo. You
何してんの先
fuck's
生。
sake, you dick.
極上も去年、五条悟が全て消してしまった。
Did Gojo never have a backup plan? My guy just walked through life just smiling and watching Lord of the Rings movies, man. Bro, this damn dickhead surely he had a backup plan. Even when he got captured, he was like, ah, well. Like,
何してんだあの人は。
I know Fushi.
国上の残りは僕がアフリカでミゲルさんと探してたんだけど、海外ってそれで言ってたんですか。
That makes sense.
これに関しては無駄足だったね。もうないって。
ではあるんだ
What the
ろ。
fuck?
ああ、
Wait, what?
ではあるんだろ。ああ、
Well, that's good news.
死滅回遊に参加しているプレイヤーの中に、天使を名乗る1000年前の術師。
Angel. Angel.
彼女の術式はあらゆる術式を消滅させる。
Okay. Okay. So let's go chat to Angel. No?
式を消滅させる。
ああ、天使の術式なら獄門鏡裏を開けることができる。
そいつは今どこにいるかわかりますか？
東京の東側のコロニーだ。海遊の結界は私を拒絶しているからそれ以上の情報はない。
This is like a video game, man.
まずそこから整理しようか。
Alright.
全国等のコロニー。
So get
それが日
Angel,
本の人間
save
を
the
被
cheer,
害
you
へ
save
と
the
渡す
world.
境界を結ぶ結界とつながっている。
川や境界をまたぐ彼岸へ渡る行為は呪術的に大きな意味を持つっす。
Oh, shit, that's what that was. Oh, is this like a way of teleporting people? Is that what Tengen's doing right now?
北海道が入ってないのは呪術連の結界。そうだ。あの地はすでに巨大な霊場として奈良市が住んでいる。
さすが試される大地。
The challenging land. The catchphrase issued in '99 by the Hokkaido government office. Okay, that's the challenging land.
彼岸へ渡すと聞くと仰々しいが、日本にいる人間全員に呪いをかけて同化の前準備をしているのさ。
Thing is, we don't know what the motivations are behind this assimilation. That's the one question mark we don't know.
どのくらいかかりますか？
What the motives are.
海遊次第だが、2月もあれば済むだろう。
Players must go to colony within 19 days and pledge their participation in the Culling Game. Yeah, and if you don't do this, you die. Because your curse technique, your curse is going to be removed. And removing a curse technique ain't good. So,
9日の午前9時。
if you enter, then you
10
awaken.
月31日24時頃。
積み木が海遊に参加するまでの猶予は
Yeah.
ざっと10日と15時間。
God, this is amazing, by the way. So, they want to get a rule. They're going to have to fight. They can't fight anyone innocently, so they're going to have to target people who are there vindictively, and that's going to be difficult to identify. Maybe not, though, unless some people are going on massive murderous rampages. So that's their goal. Go in there and create a rule that allows them to help. Now, they might not be able to create a rule specifically that can end the game, but maybe they can do some kind of loophole, cheesy bullshit way that can help. And also, they need to find Angel. Maybe they can create a rule around that.
天元様はさっき参加を拒否すれば死ぬと言ってましたよね。
Yeah.
ああ、
術式の剥奪か。後追いで参加する術師にも適用されるルールだろ。だとしたら剥奪は無意転変で行われるわけじゃないと。使用禁止ではなく、剥奪だから縛りでもない。となると脳に無理やり何かしら作用するわけ。
Who the? Yeah.
だから、ルール的にもとなると
That means
脳
it'll be
に無
doing
理や
something
り
to the
何
brain
か
by
しら
force.
作用するわけだから、ルール的にも剥奪されると死ぬと思うよ。じゃなきゃみんな参加拒否するだろうし。翔子さんの読み通りだったわ。逆に私みたいなのとか、術式持ってない術師はノーリスクだよな。つうかパンダはどうなんだ？
Damn.
あいつノートもあんのか？
Interesting. So Toji would have just been like absolutely cooking.
No,
Yeah, he would have just mind his own business. Just carrying on. Non-players shall become players upon entering the colony. Yeah, and the entry shall be taken as pledging party. Yeah, yeah. You walk in, you're playing.
さあ、初めから結界の中にいる一般の人らはどうなの？
少なくとも一度は外に出る機会を与えられる。
マジ？随分と親切ですね。
ルールに一つもコロニーの出入りに関する情報がない。プレイヤーにはじめ結界から出るという明確な目的を与えて海遊を活性化させる狙いだろう。
My single question is, let's say I awaken right now, right? Am I gonna know? And am I gonna hear? Like, basically, if I was awakened right now and I'm not part of this bullshit, do I know I need to enter the colony? Like, I've been awakened, all of Japan's been awakened. I think the colony is where? Is the colony all of Japan? Is all of Japan the Culling Game? I think, like, they showed that with the square. So I'm guessing all of Japan other than one island is the Culling Game. So you don't really have to worry about What I'm basically saying is, if I accidentally don't go because I have no idea it's even started, do I just die? But I guess if you're, as long as you don't leave Japan, you're fine, right? But then if you leave Japan, 10 days pass, like, you die.
プレイヤーを閉じ込めるにはプレイヤーが自ら望んで入ったという前提が重要だからね。
伊野さんが言ってた結界の足し引きか。早速に減速ってごちゃってすんな。伏黒？いや、天元さん。ゲームマスターっていうのは
各プレイヤーに1体ずつつく式神、小金。小金も正確に言えばゲームマスターではなく窓口だ。
So who is the game master, or is
ゲ
the
ームマスター
interface?
は死滅回遊のプログラムそのものと思った方がいい。
Oh.
なるほど。
Okay. Alright, so there isn't a game master. The system itself is the game master in some sort of bullshit loophole where it means nothing. Can't interact.
追加か。すでにあるルールを消すのは確かな。
Yeah.
遠回しに否定ならいけるかもしれませんね。これありか。
だよな。判断基準があっち任せすぎる。
Yeah.
ある程度は公平な判断が見込めるはずだ。すでにプレイヤーにここまでのルールを敷いているんだ。呪術的にはこれ以上賢弱に利益が偏ることはない。
Checks and balances in the system.
また人を殺さなきゃいけないのか。いや、いくつか考えがある。
Well, what about what our boy Yuta did? Can we not just like kill someone and bring them back? Does that not count? Could we not do that? Could we not do that like 100 times to someone? You know, Yuta did it. Yuta killed Yuji and then brought Yuji back. Just do that over and over again. Yuji, I'm sorry, bro. But we found a way to win instantly. Let's cheese the game,
とりあえ
people.
ず情報は整理できたな。あとはそれぞれの役割。ユキさんと長宗はここに残って、天元様の公園。
This has been beautifully well stylized, by the way.
私はまず全員家に戻って、呪具の回収。
I don't like the idea of Maki going back to the Zane house because they all want her dead, pretty much.
サトルが封印されて間もなく、光線機構の呪具はカモ家と全員家が持ち出してすっからかん。だが、めぐみが全員家の当主になった。
後で説明する。
Ha!
おかげで全員家の機構は漁り放題。
Yeah, but
その前に、
they still it's not that easy though. We just
組や重曹が取り得
they're gonna try and kill him. Juzo's Kumi's Altier retrieve cursed tools from the Zane clan. Yeah.
助かります。用が済んだらパンダ探して、海遊の平定に協力する。ユータは
僕は早速コロニーに入って海遊に参加するよ。つみきさんや伏黒君たちが海遊に参加する前に。
Enter a colony. All right, so I might have missed something earlier on. I apologize. Please don't crucify me. I apologize. So I thought all of Japan was in the Culling Game. Then I thought just one city was in the Culling Game. But they mentioned colonies, so there must be multiple battlefields for the Culling Game. Okay? Because Yuta just said they're going to enter one of the colonies, which implies there's more. Okay.
少しでも情報を集めたい。
すいません。
また単独行動だけど、
That's all right. You got
万が
this.
一身内で潰し合うことがないように。それからつみきさんに何かあった時のために近場のコロニーは避けるね。結界で電波が断たれるかもしれないから、しばらく連絡取れないかも。
Is that something they do?
もし次、俺が少なく変わったら迷わず殺してくれ。少なく変わったら迷わず殺してくれ。
They're thinking that having Okotsuku near Itadori would help keep Fushiguro safe, but it would be more efficient to use their forces.
言ってる場合か。大丈夫だ。その時は俺が死んだ後、しっかり殺してもらえ。いや、そうならないためにさ。先輩。
ああ、
You can have him kill you after I die? I was trying to avoid that! Yeah, that's kind of the point, bro.
お前らは予定通
Fushi
り
understood and didn't.
ケンジ、係記事。
足んねえ。何が何でも借り出せ。
その人強いの？
裏っ気があるけど、乗ってる時は僕より強いよ。
それはない。
What? Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Maybe bro's being modest. Bro. Bro. Man. How do I stand a chance? I feel like, you know what? I feel like I've done okay. Considering I'm at this point known for, like, do you know what? My community has said that I am like, I either overcook and then get it completely wrong. Like I burn things. Or I'm like, I switch on and off. Like I'll pick up something and then miss something obvious. And people are like, how does Luke pick up this but miss this? And that seems to be the main thing. I'm a 50-50. I'll be like, like I'm all over the damn place. I have no pattern to anything. But I feel like I've done okay. With this kind of episode, I feel like I've done okay. Yeah, guys? Yeah? Yeah? Much like the lolly goddess in Sentence to Be a Hero. I have a little bit of praise. No. I missed everything. I'm sorry, guys, man. I'm sorry. Well, this is everything we've gone over anyway. I paused so you guys could read it if you wanted to. Ah! That! I missed it! Look, there! 10 colonies throughout Japan. Alright, this part. 10 colonies throughout Japan. That's what the dots were. Right, totally missed that. I can see now. Alright, cool. And also, Yuta did just mention about going into a different colony anyway, not one nearby. And you can see the markers on the map. That's the part I missed. Cool. Colony, incarcerated sorcerers, fight, stuck up on Curse Energy, 10 colonies. Okay. Cool. Got it. Yep. Right. That was all. I didn't see any other new information there. That was all the stuff we know. That's it. God damn. No, Choso, it's okay. No, aw, boy, Choso. He just gonna miss his brother, man. He gonna miss his brother. Poor Choso. I'm crying now too, man. They just got together. Let's move on. Choso, no. Alright, I'm fine. Yay!
こっちまで新宿さなるわ。お前いくつやったっけ？ 35 っす。ほなもうやめてまえ。この業界遅咲きのやつ、ようわからんきっかけで急に売れるやつ、ぎょうさんおる。でもそいつらは急におもろなったわけやない。もともとおもろかったけど埋もれてただけやねん。
So this guy is trying to be a comedian?
お前そうちゃうやろ。東京がああなって、悪いことはお前にできる向いてることをする。
Okay.
俺は嫌いやなかったで、酒場のネタ。
ケンさん。
あいつもお前も勘違いしとる。おもろなくても売れるやつは売れんねん。
True, yeah, true. Very true. Not gonna name any names.
一発屋的な話し
ちゃうわ。ずっと売れ続けるやつには2種類おんねん。ずっとおもろいやつと、ずっと自分のことおもろいと勘違いできるやつや。
Okay. Does this help him?
お前はどっちや？
Did they just not animate his mouth? Why did they animate the top of his head and just leave his mouth like that? It makes it... That is well weird. What about the picture that... Yeah, the same with the reflection. This is strange. It's like they just forgot to add it on there. Okay. What the hell was that, man? What was that about? Is there after credits? Nah, it's just gonna be the next episode, right? Yeah, no after credits. Alright. I don't want any spoilers for next episode, so we're gonna avoid that. Okay! Right, Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 3, Episode 3. The lore dumping episode. Now, this is what everyone had heard. This is what was floating around the anime community, that this episode was going to be a heavy lore dumping one. Apparently, next episode is supposed to go back to the crazy action that we're all addicted to. We need our dopamine fix. But we need lore. You know, this is what separates a standard flashy colors, screaming, ah, look at that, ah! Like that kind of, you know, reaction stuff, from actually knowing what the hell is going on, from actually having stakes, from actually feeling when something goes wrong, you know? If it's just constant action, then those feelings become irrelevant. It's like what you see with like a good action movie and a bad action movie. Bad action movie is just action, no character development, no building, so when someone dies, there's no stakes, you don't care, they're dead, whatever, fuck them, right? Good action. Shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, you know? When a character dies, you feel that death. Good action. Jujutsu Kaisen, going to the good action, okay? Now, for everyone like myself, who is an idiot, will hopefully be a lot more clued up. Luckily, I did tons of homework after last week's episode to make sure that when I went into this, I would get some stuff. And I feel like I did okay. The main thing that we need to take away from this is the Culling Game has been activated by the name I'm going to forget all the time, Kenjaku, I think that's it. And Kenjaku has activated the Culling Game using the Idol Transfiguration from Mahito after the consumption, after the season 2. The stuff already knew. Culling Game has been activated. Right. So there are multiple tools that could have defeated Gojo, well, helped free Gojo, but also subsequently Gojo didn't like the idea of them floating around, so he destroyed them. And now, the main thing, Culling Game has been activated. You have a certain amount of time to participate. You can leave once. It's 10 days before people are forced to participate or will lose their curse techniques. Dead. This is Fushi's sister, who has been forced into this game, who can't compete, so Fushi's doing this to protect her, which is also why he was so hellbent on getting help from Yuji, you know? We don't know what Sukuna's relationship is with Kenjaku, but we know they have some kind of connection. Whether or not Sukuna is involved in this, based on Sukuna's attitude, I would say no. I don't feel like Sukuna doesn't give a fuck about anything, but maybe there's some kind of ties there. All the elements of fate seem to perfectly lined up in Kenjaku's hand. We know that Yuji has some sort of past with Kenjaku as well, based on what we saw with the random flash of the mother. So there's lots of elements at play, but the main thing is Angel. Angel is the main thing. We now have the back of the prison realm that is holding Gojo. Kind of. I didn't see Tengen give that over, so maybe we do. But regardless, Angel is the key. We need to get Angel. If we get Angel, we can free Gojo. Even by freeing Gojo, then what? Can Gojo somehow help? Maybe? Not sure. But for now, killing Gojo was an option, so sealing Gojo was the only way, because killing the Six Path in the past didn't work for Kenjaku, so that's why we've come to this plan. Angel will help free Gojo, and the idea is also to rack up some points to create some rules that can create loopholes around the rules to help people leave the game. That's the main thing, to allow people to escape the game. Not end the game, but allow people to step out of the game. And here we are. Everyone's split up, everyone's got their plan, everyone's moving on, and Maki's going back to the Zane house. I'm sure that's going to go well. Fushi and Yuji have got their plan, and our boy Yuta is going to go get some points. It's time to start farming. And that's it, right? That's it. Well, I guess that's where my reaction ends. Brilliant episode to keep us up to lore, give us a lot of backstory, and allow us to fully enjoy this season in a really good way. And they did it in a really nice way with the visuals and the showcasing what's happening. I feel like this is one of the best lore dump episodes I've ever seen. Ever. Considering I've watched other lore dump episodes, like for example in Reincarnated Slime, and they feel massively saturated, boring, or a bit quiet, and I'm sitting there like, oh my god, it's just too much information. I feel like they handled this perfectly. They did such a great job at this lore dump episode, making it easy consumable and explaining it in an easy way where I feel like we can all enjoy the rest of the season on a much higher level with all the knowledge they've just given us in a very consumable way. If I missed anything, please let me know. I tried my best. Please go easy on me, but let me know if I missed anything. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I guess I'll see you all next week. Please like, please subscribe. Have a wonderful day. We got free rent tomorrow. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.